Now, I want you all to wonder with me. Have you ever spent your money for the weekend, for a getaway, for a vacation, or a normal purchase, and you still felt like you could have made a better choice or a better decision? Well, it happens. That is why economics is our daily life. This, in economics, we call marginal analysis. You have to analyze your benefits and your cost for every decision that you make. This is what we live with in our daily life. That is why economists are rational beings. Now, if you are joining me for the first time, this is the Economics and Business Goal. On this channel, we break down and analyze economic, business, and accounting principles and ideas into real-life ideas. Whether you are writing an international exam or an external examination, or you just want to understand how the world operates, then you are at the right channel. Imagine you only have 20 BD. For those who don't know what a BD is, it's the Bahraini dinar. For the weekend to spend, would you buy more of shawarma or more of a cinema ticket or more of popcorn or more of juice, whatever you spend your money on in the weekend? Stay with me, let's see. In this example, we can see that Sarah has 20 Bahraini dinar, which is a fixed income she spends every weekend. It's a budget for every weekend expenses. Now, she has two goods that she can, or services she can spend her money on. She can either spend her money on shawarma or on buying cinema tickets. All right, to understand this concept of marginal analysis and consumer's choice, let's look at a few things. Firstly, we are looking at satisfaction. Which in economics we call utility. Utility is satisfaction. This is what you gain from consuming a particular commodity, be it a good or a service. The reason why we make purchases, the reason why we spend our money in anything is because we are going to gain satisfaction from that thing. Be it going to the cinema, buying shawarma, buying burger, going to the spa for a massage, going to a football game. Whatever it is that you spend your money on is because of satisfaction that you derive from it. Now, this satisfaction is measured in utils. So, whatever you see here, the benefits that Sarah gains from buying a cinema ticket or from buying a shawarma is measured in utils. That is total benefits. Now, one thing we should know in economics is that when you consume a commodity, be it a good or a service, your satisfaction for that thing begins to diminish, to decrease. That is why the law of diminishing marginal utility explains this idea. Let's take, for example, whether you're an athlete or just a sportsman, you go for a run, you are working out at the gym, or you're from playing football. You are exhausted, you are thirsty. When you take the first cup of water, you may drink it at once. Why? Because you are very thirsty. But once you take the second cup, you take it gradually. the third cup, you might not even be able to drink it because your satisfaction for it has diminished, has decreased. That is what we call diminishing marginal utility. That is why our appetite for things diminishes with time. That is because your satisfaction is decreasing as you consume more of a commodity. Your appetite for that thing decreases. Now, in order to understand how you can optimize satisfaction with two or more commodities, you must understand these concepts. The marginal benefits of a good X over the price of good X should be equal to the marginal benefit of good Y over the price of good Y. Now, look at this scenario, which we are going to use to analyze the marginal analysis today. Sarah lives in Bahrain, and she has a weekly budget of 20 BD to spend to entertain herself. This week, she can either spend on shawarma or cinema tickets. The price for a cinema ticket is 4 Bahraini dinar, while the price for a shawarma is 2 Bahraini dinar. Look at the table that shows this information. So, based on this table, if Sarah decides not to buy a ticket, she does not get any benefit or satisfaction. If she buys one ticket, her total satisfaction for buying that ticket is 16 utils. If she buys a second ticket, her satisfaction for the second ticket increases to 28 utils. But the thing here is that as she increases the purchase of cinema ticket, her marginal benefit or satisfaction decreases. What is the marginal benefit or the marginal satisfaction? Marginal means additional. So marginal benefit is the additional benefit or satisfaction for increasing a particular commodity, for buying an extra ticket or for buying an extra shawarma. How do we calculate the marginal benefit? We calculate the marginal benefit by dividing the change in total benefits over the change in the total quantity consumed, be it tickets, donuts, cups of coffee, whatever it is. Now, this formula will help us to calculate our marginal benefits. So, in this first case, we can see that Sarah has not purchased any ticket, so her satisfaction is 0. So, for those taking examination, note that always have a slash here. Now, for the second or the first ticket, we have 16 minus 0 over 1 minus 0, which is equal to 16 over 1, which is the same as 16. So here we have 16. The next, we have 28 minus 16 over 2 minus 1, which is equal to 28 minus 16 is 12 over 1, which is equal to 12. So basically you can see that the change in quantity is 1. So instead of you wasting time doing this, simply just subtract from total benefit 2 minus total benefit 1. So in this case, here we have 8, here we have 4, and here we have 1. That is the marginal benefit for cinema ticket that Sarah decides to buy. Let's do the same for shawarma. The first one will be a dash. Here, 10 minus 0 divided by 1 minus 0, we have 10. 8, we have 6. Here we have 4. Here we have 2. Always complete this table first before you go to answering your question. It makes your life easier. Once you have completed this table, whatever the questions are, it is easy for you to identify them from your table and answer the question. So now we want to calculate the marginal benefit per price or per bargaining dinner for each of these commodity, the cinema ticket and the shawarma. How do we do that? Marginal benefits over the price. The marginal benefit of good Y, good X, over the price of good X. So, what is the price for cinema ticket? The price is equal to 4 bargaining dinner. So, the marginal benefit is 16 over 4 equals to 4. Here again we have dash. 12 divided by 4, we have 3. 8 divided by 4, we have 2. 4 divided by 4, we have 1. And then 1 divided by 4, we have 0.25. Next, we are going to calculate the marginal benefits of good X per bargaining dinner or per price. So we do the same thing. The marginal benefit over the price. The price for shawarma is 2 bargaining dinner. So the first one we have a dash, and then the next one we have 10 over 2, which is 5, 8 over 2, which is 4, and let me write this for well. 6 over 2 is 3, 4 over 2 is 2, 2 over 2 is 1. So this scenario. Look at the scenario again. The first question says, what is Sarah's marginal benefits from the 5th shawarma? Where is the 5th shawarma? This is the 5th shawarma here. What is Sarah's marginal benefit? 2. So we say 2 utils. 2 utils. That is your answer for the first question. And then we go to the second question. The second question says, Sarah is currently consuming currently consuming 4 tickets, 4 cinema tickets, and 2 shawarmas. She is consuming 4 tickets and 2 shawarmas. Now, the question says, use marginal analysis to explain why this combination is not optimal. We are going to analyze why this combination of 4 tickets and 2 shawarmas is not optimal. Now, 4 tickets, what is the price per ticket? 4 tickets times 4 is equal to 16. And then we have 2 shawarma. 2 shawarma times 2 is equal to 4 BD. BD, and then this is BD. 4 tickets times 4 per price is equal to 16 BD, and then 2 tickets times 2 per price, BD per shawarma is equal to 4 BD. Total, we have 20 BD. Now, she has spent 20 BD to purchase both commodities. Yes, but it is not optimal because for optimality to take place, the marginal benefits of good X over the price of good X should be equal to the marginal benefits of good Y over the marginal benefit, over the price of good Y. Now, if we look at the 4th ticket here, what is the marginal benefit per price is equal to 1. And then for the second, for 2 shawarma, the marginal benefit is equal to 4. 1 and 4. So they are not equal. They are not equal. Therefore, this is not, or this does not give Sarah an optimal combination for the 20 BD that she is going to spend. So, but then another way the question can come is, which of these goods can Sarah buy more of to maximize her satisfaction? In this case, you will take shawarma, because if she buys more shawarma, her marginal benefit is more than that of a cinema ticket. That is another way you can have this question asked, or another question that can come in this scenario. That is how you can answer it. Now, let's go to the third question. The third question says, what is Sarah's optimal combination of shawarma and cinema ticket if she spends all her 20 BD? Read the question, solve it yourself. All right, now let's do it together. Again, we said satisfaction is optimized when the marginal benefits of a good X over the price of that good is equal to the marginal benefit of good Y over the price of that good. In this case, clearly, we can see that when Sarah purchases 1 ticket, her MBMP is 4, and if she buys 2 shawarma, is 4 as well. That is equal. And then we can see this and this are equal as well. We can see this and this are equal as well. And then we can equally see this and this are equal. But now, the question says she spends all her 20 BD. Now, let's look at this. If she buys 3 cinema tickets times 4 BD, How much will that be? That will be 12 BD. If she decides to buy 2 shawarma times 2, no. If she decides to buy 4 shawarma, times 2 BD, this will give 8 Barini dinner. If you sum this, it will give you 20 BD. Now, let's look at those quantities. We said 3 tickets. What is the marginal benefit for cinema ticket over the price of cinema ticket? 2. Now, let's go to the marginal benefit of shawarma over the price of shawarma. We said at 4 shawarma, what do we have? 2. Therefore, this is equal to this. So we can clearly conclude that the marginal benefit of cinema ticket over the price of cinema ticket for the 3rd ticket is equal to the marginal benefit of shawarma over the price of shawarma for the 4th shawarma. This is where Sarah maximizes her satisfaction. This is where Sarah maximizes her satisfaction. You can see how simple and easy it is when you answer the questions after you have completed your table. It makes your life easier to answer the questions. If you are an AP economics student, please always complete your table before you answer your questions to make your life easy. If you enjoy watching this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can always watch the full videos. Or you can just follow me on TikTok so you can always watch the highlights of my videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.